beloveds. I have some news and some joy and some peace for you, so come on in. I want to share with you the energy of my new offering, Sourced. So let's give ourselves the gift of a deep breath, maybe the deepest breath that you've taken yet today. And you feel your shoulders drop, and you feel your face soften, and you feel your chest and your heart soften. And let's do one more. And in this breath, become aware of the infinite amount of air around you, the abundance of air. More air than you could ever possibly breathe in. Just become aware of that. It's always there, but let's just become aware of it. And allow yourself to relax into that abundance, this essential resource that we all need to survive, basic resource of air. And we are given it in so much abundance. Allow yourself right now to just take a moment to breathe in and relax into that provision, that more than enoughness, that can't possibly exhaust it. And notice how your body feels in that abundance. Relaxed, open, which is the spiritual landscape where our creativity and our imagination can come out to play. When we feel the safety of these basic needs being met and the abundance in which we are held, all of a sudden, our creativity begins to play. Our imagination begins to play. So I want to connect us first with that abundance that's always there for us to drop into. And I also want to invite us to just to invite you to stay in this breath as we have this conversation right now, to just breathe a little deeper, a little slower, a little more expansively than you might otherwise do. It's such a joy for me to invite you and to introduce you to Sourced, which is volume 2 of my Visionary Master Course, which I'm so excited to offer to us together today. When I thought about the imagery for this course, I thought immersed. That feeling of diving into a body of water, and maybe you can think of one in the past, that feeling of just complete immersion. Maybe it's a cannonball, maybe it's a swan dive, maybe it's a tiptoe at a time, or maybe this is a body of water that of your dreams that you can imagine. Like for me, it's a cove in Croatia, and just that feeling of surrender, of allowing yourself to let go, feeling the tension in your body release because you know you are held. Surrender because you know you are held. The images that I've started to share for Sourced were taken diving in cenotes in Mexico. The whole Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico sticks out, onto the side into the ocean. But underneath the entire peninsula, it's a huge space, is a massive freshwater river that just runs under the whole thing. So there's river meeting ocean. There's a river that runs over the ocean. And cenotes are these caves that are actually created by the river bubbling up and immersing the land. So the cenotes are often these incredibly biodiverse, teeming with life, with fishes in the middle of a rock, area. There'll be these caves, these freshwater caves that go beyond your imagination, depths beyond our imagination that we couldn't possibly exhaust just in our breath. So as you see these images, my hope is that they connect you with your own feelings of being provided for beyond your imagination, being resourced, being held abundantly beyond your imagination. What an amazing image that is of this river that's rushing underneath an entire peninsula, thousands and thousands of miles. This river is underneath. So you're living your life day to day and often unaware of this incredible flow of abundance that is nourishing life underneath us. That's the air in which we all breathe. That is the possibility in which we can all live. So Sourced is an invitation to reconnect with divine abundance. It's very importantly in past tense. It's a state you are already in, and it's a journey to awake to that. Sourced is volume 2 of the Visionary Master Course. Volume 1 I released in January, and it was called Your Dream Year. It's called Your Dream Year. It's about the practice of dreaming bravely and of mapping a course, charting a course to actualize your dreams, to begin to live in possibility, to dwell in possibility. Volume 2, Sourced, is the natural next step, resourcing your bravest dreams, practicing practical and spiritual tools, practical and spiritual practices of living in connection to divine abundance. And this is a moment where we have never so needed it. It's very important to say a few things. This is not pie in the sky, Pollyanna, name it and claim it, head in the clouds, what I call bubblegum spirituality, or like cotton candy spirituality, which is this kind of magical thinking that chooses to ignore or to blame yourself maybe for the kind of legit loss, pain, darkness that all of us have been through in the last few years. And very importantly too, the systems of injustice, the cultural systems of injustice in which we all live. Sourced is the fruit of my own journey, my own healing, in my own relationship to resources as a single, self-employed woman who's gone through, like all of us, these last incredibly unstable, tumultuous, fearful, fearsome years, and asking myself these hard questions of what does it mean to live in abundance in this world, in this realistic and challenging moment in which we all find ourselves, in the spiritual Olympics in which we all find ourselves. So all 3 volumes of the Visionary Master Course, Volume 3, Spirited Leadership, is on its way. Stay tuned. The Visionary Master Course is a toolbox for becoming a spirited leader. Spirited, you're a spirited leader, I'm a spirited leader. This is why we have connected. That's what I believe. Spirited in 2 senses. Connected to spirit, a channel of spirit in this world. And spirited in the sense of energized, determined, visionary, like a spirited horse that knows that it's teeming with life and will and knows exactly where she is going. Spirited leaders, which our world is in desperate need of right now. So the Visionary Master Course as a whole is a toolbox for becoming a spirited leader. And thank you, Jaleesa, I'm sending you love. Each of these courses totally stands on its own. So if you're drawn to any of them, you don't have to do Volume 1 before you do Volume 2. But if you want to do the whole thing, the whole Visionary Master Course, you'll get a discount. If you buy the course as a whole, you'll get a discount on the individual courses. So I'm offering both Volume 2 Sourced right now, as well as Volume 1 standalone, or the entire experience, which you'll have the rest of this year. So what is Sourced? Sourced is going to be 6 volumes, or 6 modules of digestible video teaching, my own teaching from my own hard-won wisdom, my own journey of healing in this area, both practical and spiritual tools and practices for living in possibility, living as an open channel of divine generosity. I intentionally, instead of making each module like one long video teaching, I intentionally have it as like a bunch of 10 to 15 minute videos that's all on demand. You can take it at your own time, with the idea being you can, maybe it's 1 a day or 2 a day as just this space of encouragement and focus for you as you begin to transform this area of your life. And then I'm really excited in October to have 2 live sessions as well. So conversation, question and answer. And I can't wait to hear and build community around your own story and your own journey as it's emerging through this course for you. In addition to Source, I've also created a new meditation album, 14 daily audio meditations called Resourced. They're meant to go hand in hand, but you could do either one. And these are audio meditations, lush, music-driven, meant to, again, connect you to your own channel of divine abundance, to cultivate your own frequency of divine abundance. So you can find out about both Sourced and the Resource meditations at nicolemeline.com/sourced. I welcome all of your questions here as comments underneath this video. You can message me. You can also, of course, message me through my website at nicolemeline.com. And I am so excited to see what this journey has for all of us, that it's in a very true sense a collaboration, a co-creation. In my own process of first going through all of this myself and then teaching through all of it, I kind of landed on this insight that there's 3 primal basic resources: money, food, and love. And our relationship to each of these things shows what it's like to be in relationship with us. So to put it another way, and see how this lands in you, like see how this phrase, I want you to breathe into this with me because it was like lightning bolts when I first heard this. My relationship with money shows what it's like to be in relationship with me. My relationship with food shows what it's like to be in relationship with me. My relationship with love shows what it's like to be in relationship with me. So these 3 primal resources that we need for life, our relationship to them is this lens through which we can see our fears and our beliefs about ourselves, the universe, God, each other, our worth, very deeply tied to our worth, and our possibility, our opportunities, our beliefs, our fears about opportunities, what's open to us and what's not. So by looking, if you've done my weighty course, which very much looks at the world of our relationship to food, we're using that as a lens to do this deeper work of growth and illumination in our lives. So Sourced is looking at our relationship to money, to wealth, to resources in general. So even if you're, John, thank you, I'm sending you love. Even if you're dating and you want to be in this, pace and this mode of wisdom and play and abundance, if you want to bring this abundance mindset into, and not just mindset, heart set, embodiment into whatever sphere of your life, Sourced will serve you, or the Resource meditation journey will serve you in that. So these 3, food, money, and love, our relationship to them reflects the kind of 3 types of relationship that we see in interpersonal relationships: anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, or secure attachment, which is the goal, right? So in saying that, that might even be like another lightning bolt for you. Is your relationship to money, to wealth, to resources anxious, avoidant, or secure? Is your relationship to food anxious, avoidant, or secure? To love, anxious, avoidant, or secure? And when we look through the lens of each of our relationships to these primal needs, again, we see, this is this core belief that I'm operating in. This is the story that you better believe if it's running my life in relationship to money, it's running my life in relationship to all the things, right? This belief that I'm operating in, this scarcity mindset. We all know what it is like to maybe work for a boss who's in scarcity mindset, or live in a home with someone in scarcity mindset. Maybe you're like, that's me, I'm the problem, it's me. And it creates a culture of fear, of competitivism, of impossibility. Like someone when you are proposing growth or dreaming in some way, someone who is constantly looking for the reasons why this thing is impossible, why it can't happen, you know what it's like to be in the presence of that kind of a person, or maybe that's you often, right? Leaders dwell in possibility. Leaders look for possibility. Leaders look for solutions, are solution-oriented. Leaders assume abundance. And that kind of assumption of abundance and dwelling in possibility magnetizes collaboration, magnetizes resources. So this is why our relationship to source, to divine source, and to resources, as in all of their manifestations, money, food, love, this is why this is an essential journey for a leader to go on, for you to really sort out, what is my relationship, especially at this unstable, challenging time, to resources in general, to the resources needed to sustain my life and to sustain whatever it is that I'm building, whatever dream I'm creating. So I am so excited to share my story, my hard-won wisdom, all of the resources that I have, the wise guides that I have gleaned from over the last few years, especially in relationship to this, and to just have a vibrant, true, honest, authentic conversation with you about your own growth trajectory in this field. So, Perry, sending you love. I want to also direct you to, I'm releasing right now on my podcast, on the Altar podcast, a series of episodes and meditations that are dropping you into this world and into this conversation. So the first one that dropped last week is called Your Chosen Economy. And I'm so excited to share it with you. It's something I've been working on for a long time. It is looking at this whole concept of the economy, which we think of as this kind of like weather system outside of ourselves, which is something that we are maybe like victim to. However the economy is, it's something that we feel very disconnected from. And looking at how we get to choose the economy in which we live, and our choices actually shape that larger global economy as well. So looking at the kind of microeconomy that you, your own life, your own circle is creating. What is the economy that you're creating? What is the economy that you're creating in your home, in your workplace, all of that? So Your Chosen Economy, and then the meditation also that just dropped is called Resourced, and that's to give you a taste. It's the first of the meditations that are in the 14 daily meditation audio journey called Resourced. I welcome all of your questions here under the comments of this video, in my DMs, at the website, and most truly from my heart, I welcome you to this journey. I welcome you to the larger visionary journey of becoming a spirited leader, the spirited leader that your world, our world needs, and specifically to the journey of Sourced, to hear your particular account of how you are experiencing divine source and how you want to open to more of that and to be an open channel, not only of divine generosity in your life. We talk a lot about dreaming and planning financially, beginning from a place of generosity, like beginning from this question of how much do you want to give and how specifically do you want to give? How fun to begin with that, to begin with gift. And that's a great place to bring us back to, just at the end of this conversation, to bring us back to this breath that connects us to the infinite amount of air, the infinite amount of source in which we live and move and have our being and create from. Big love. I'll see you in Sourced.